This week we're talking about impractical coats. So today we're going to be examining a puzzle which has foxed philosophers for time immemorial, which is, of course, if a coat doesn't keep you warm and doesn't keep the rain off you, what is the point of it? Now the answer obviously lies somewhere in fashion. I think we see our coats slightly separately from the rest of our wardrobes. I mean, for a start, we don't even keep them in our wardrobes, we keep them on a coat rack downstairs. They're kind of equipment for the outside world rather than necessarily fashion. But increasingly, over the past few years, the high street has been giving us all these gorgeous, gaudy coats which you just want, not because you think, oh, that's going to be really practical, because you think that's really pretty. And this has opened up a whole new realm of shopping of coats that you don't need, that aren't going to do you any good, aren't going to stop you getting a cold, but you sort of want them anyway. And really, the thing is that in this country we do wear coats quite a lot, and it makes more sense probably to have a really pretty coat over drab clothes than the other way around. Not that I'm recommending catching a cold. Now the coat I'm wearing today is by Yves Saint Laurent. It's rather fabulous, isn't it? I have to say, if I say so myself, unfortunately it's not mine. And it is very lovely. I don't think I'd wear it in the rain, obviously. It's much too precious for that. I mean, this is a coat that I need to look after. It's not going to look after me. This is all the other way around with this coat. There are some cheaper versions on the rails. You'll be glad to hear it's not all YSL today. Now, this is a prime example of an absolute indulgence of a coat because it's really super, super thin, lovely, lightweight wool. I'm just going to show you the lining here because it's a work of art all of its own. And I think with a lining like that, you can see this is not a coat about being huddled up outside in a bus stop. This is a coat that's all about being inside and flinging it off somewhere fabulous. This one here is by Eileen Fisher and has a nice kind of day to night quality to it because it's kind of black, but it's also kind of sparkly. It has that slight duster shape, which is a kind of 1950s kind of mid-century look, which seems to be very much back in circulation in fashion at the moment. And as a coat for autumn and spring, I think it works very well. Now this coat is warm, but it's not waterproof. I love these coats. This is a kind of cardigan coat, and this is M for Missoni, who make beautiful ones every winter. And I love them because I love the idea of the day when you wear this coat, which is a day when you're going for a walk and it's a beautiful blue sky and you just know it's not going to rain. It's going to be freezing cold, but it's not going to rain. And that is such lovely days that I think that makes these coats quite enticing. Now, the practical amongst you, and amongst me, because I am absolutely the queen of practicality, will be thinking, well, if it's not a practical coat, I can't spend a lot of money on it, it has to be a kind of minor purchase, and I do know what you mean. So we've got not one but 3 coats from Zara, which is pretty much a temple to impractical coat shopping this season. First of all, this one by Zara Basic, which has a kind of Chanel-ish look and just looks absolutely brilliant over a white t-shirt and jeans. Secondly, this one, which I just love. I mean, if you're going to go for impracticality, then why not just go the whole hog, I think, and go for a coat which is never going to go on public transport without getting absolutely ruined, but it's just beautiful and kind of Snow Queen magnificence in coat form. And this is our last coat. Now, this is an impractical coat that's more practical than it looks because I've got a white coat at home and I find the bit that gets absolutely filthy is actually the sleeves. I think it's that mucky habit of reading old-fashioned printed newspapers. So this one, with the black sleeves, it's quite cunning. I think this is a really beautiful coat. I have to say, I don't know about you, but I've seen a lot of people wearing this coat, so don't expect to be the only girl in the office wearing this one if you pick it up. But on the other hand, if you can still find it, then I'd go for it because it really is a bit of a high street treasure.